My name is Shannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice, which is themed around Neptune transiting into Aries. So I am recording this on January 26, 2026, and Neptune will be in Aries for the next 14 years. So if you're watching this anytime before 2039, we will be in this energy. So this transit is a big deal because it hasn't happened in the last 165 years. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. I'm wearing my red earrings because it's the fire sign. It's all about initiation, starting things. And Neptune was previously in Pisces. So you think back from now back to 2011, what happened in your life. You know, Pisces is actually ruled by Neptune. Pisces is a very spiritual sign. A lot of people, including myself, went through spiritual awakenings during this last era of Neptune being in Pisces. There was also a lot of addictions, a lot of depression, a lot of different things going on in the collective. So now we're having this collective shift of Neptune into Aries. So Neptune is all about dissolving illusions, dissolving boundaries. Think about the ocean and how the waves and the water move. It's also, you can be having a lot of dreams about things. And with Aries and Neptune combining these energies, we can start to decide who we are becoming now. What conditions that these conditioned beliefs that we've had about ourselves, about how we want to move through the world, how are they dissolving and what are we becoming? This is the 1 year, 2 + 2 + 6 is 1. So this is a year of new beginnings. We are in January, the 1 month, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So everything is pointing towards new beginnings. So this Neptune and Aries will really challenge us to become spiritual warriors, to integrate our sensitivity and our strength, and to make sure we are acting with courage, compassion, and integrity. So a very heart-led season we are coming into for these next 14 years. So with that said, our mantra for today is going to be, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? You know, this is a lot about leadership, about really speaking and moving with our heart. So who am I becoming is a great question to ask. So let's start today on our backs. We are going to be using 2 blocks today. So coming all the way down, let's take a moment here. First, let's do a long body stretch. Always my favorite way to start. And then we'll place one hand on our belly, one on our heart. Let's take a few moments here to ground down, noticing how we're feeling. And maybe think about the question, who am I becoming? So let's take a full deep breath in through our nose. And a gentle sigh out. Now let's bend our knees. We're going to take one of our blocks and place it under our bottom, so on our sacrum, so not on our low back. And let's pause here in this supported bridge, just noticing how your back feels. Now we're going to take our hands and clasp our right shin and just very gently bring our knee kind of towards us and out. Your left leg can stay where it is, or if you'd like, you can straighten it and kind of let your toes fall out. So just this very gentle stretch with gravity sort of pulling our right leg down and out. Noticing our breath. These fire signs are a lot about action, but as we come into this transit, it's also important to realize that you know when you should or shouldn't do something. So if logically your mind is telling you to do something, but you're not feeling it with your heart. This is a time to listen to your heart, your higher self, and slowly release. Let's do this on the other side. So clasping our left shin, right leg is out, gently letting your toes fall out, or you can keep your right knee bent. So just letting that gravity soften us down. And release. Let's remove the block. We're going to straighten our left leg and clasp our right shin once again, this time pulling it towards our armpit with our arms, relaxing our legs. So a little more of a pull this time. The last time Neptune came into Aries in 1861, it was the American Civil War, the abolishment of slavery, the Industrial Revolution, and also revolutions in Europe, Japan, and Russia. So this is a time where a lot of things will be changing, dissolving. This is just basic astrology, the energy. This is how it works. Now let's bend our left knee and place our right foot on our left thigh. We're going to take our left hand and grab our left knee and just gently pull our legs towards us. So just kind of a different way of doing this figure 4. And release. Let's straighten our right leg, pulling our left shin up and out using our arm strength, relaxing our toes. And release. Let's bend our right knee, placing our left ankle on our thigh and our right hand grabbing our right knee, giving that gentle pull. Neptune is also about dissolving boundaries. So in Aries, the sign of action, we are going to take leadership roles in helping the collective really raise the vibration and dissolve boundaries. That oneness consciousness. And release. Let's hug both of our knees in. And we're going to come up into an easy seated pose. So you can get up any way you'd like. Maybe you want to place your hands behind your thighs and roll up. And let's take our blocks and place them near our hips. So sitting up nice and straight with our hands on the blocks, elbows are bent, shoulders are relaxed. Let's gently squeeze our shoulder blades together, pulling in our belly as we drop our head, breathing into the back of our neck. Who am I becoming? Let's slowly move our head right and left. And release back up. Let's take our right leg to the side. We're going to bend our knee with the inside of our leg on the mat. Our left hand is going to be our block, and we're going to take the right block, maybe at the narrow level so it's easier to hold, and do some big circles with our arm. So we're rotating our trunk. We're getting this nice mobility in our shoulder. Maybe shutting your eyes, going inward. And then let's bring that block back, looking back, getting a little rotation here, pausing and breathing. And release. Let's place the right block to the side. We're going to bring the other block kind of near our left leg and gently fold down, placing our forehead on the block, really softening everything here and breathing. Neptune is also about dreams. Maybe you've had some dreams, sometimes ideas of things you want to go into or coming through in your dreams. And very slowly release. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So we're going to have the inside of our left leg on the mat. Knee can be bent. Right hand is on the block. And let's do these big circles with our left arm. So your head is sort of following the block, but maybe your eyes are closed. Also following your breath. Now the next time that arm comes back, let's rotate back, pause and hold. And slowly release, placing that block to the outside of the mat. We're going to gently fold to the right with our forehead coming down on the block, softening all of our muscles. And very slowly, let's press back up. Let's open up our legs. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. And you can use the blocks if you'd like. Maybe you want to put your forearms on the blocks. Maybe you want to put your forehead on the block. You can do it on whatever level you'd like. I'm going to place my forehead on the block. I know I'm a little stiff today, so it's sometimes nice to have that support. So completely relax. And very slowly press back up. We're going to bring the left block on the outside of our left leg. Take our right block, reaching it up super high, getting this extension on the right side. And then we'll place our left forearm on that block as we gently side bend to the left. And very slowly turning towards our leg, we'll drop the block down. Both forearms are on the block, slowly coming down. So we're just letting gravity pull our body down, relaxing our legs. And gently release. Let's place the block on the outside of the right leg. Reach that left arm up. And then right forearm on the block as we slowly bend to the right. Now very gently we will turn towards our leg, dropping this block, gently folding down. So as I think about Neptune and Aries, some words come to mind: new beginnings, expansion, transformation, leadership, courage, and rising up. And let's slowly release. Let's turn to the left. We're going to go into tabletop. Our hands will be on our blocks. Maybe your blocks are a little bit forward than your shoulders. And let's do some big circles with our bottom. So just coming around, maybe shutting your eyes. And then we'll go the other way. Now let's pause and center. Let's bring our blocks to the higher level. And straighten our right leg, pressing our heel back, getting a stretch in our calf. And maybe find a little movement coming forwards and backwards on the ball of your foot. And then we'll pause, lifting that right leg up, and do some little gentle circles. And circles the other way. And then pausing with our leg out, foot is flexed, gathering our balance. We're going to gently lift our left leg up and take a little pause. And then 3 times we're going to tap our knee to the block, slowly, with control. And release. Let's move our hips a little bit right and left. So we can do that on the left side, placing that left leg back, reaching our heels back. And release. Maybe come forwards and backwards a few times. Now we'll lift that leg up and do some little circles. And circles the other way. And then pausing with our leg up, gathering our balance so we can lift our right arm up. And 3 times we will tap that block on our knee. And release. Let's come back and do a child's pose with our arms near our legs. Elbows are bent. We're going to soften down and breathe. You know, Aries being the first sign of the zodiac, it's like a baby being born. So it's a very initiatory sign. The question is always, I am. Who am I? Who am I becoming? We're going to slowly make our way up, finding our blocks. Let's bring our blocks towards our heels. And we're going to bring our feet apart and our knees apart so they're not completely together here. So our blocks are near our heels on the higher level. Let's raise our bottom up. Now if you don't have blocks, you can place your hand on your thigh. But we're going to place our right hand on the block and reach the left arm up as we press our pelvis forward. And release. Let's do that on the other side. And release. One more time each side. So really feel like you're reaching that left arm up and over as you tighten your glutes, pressing that pelvis forward. You can even bend your right elbow slightly. And release. Last time on the left. And release. Now we're going to try camel with our blocks. And if you don't want to use blocks, you can go into regular camel. But we're going to place our hands on our sacrum with our fingers facing down. So kind of the heel of our hands on our low back. Squeeze our elbows together so we're opening up our chest. Remember, we're leading with our heart. And then we're going to slowly bring our thighs backwards as we come back. And you can stay like this, or if you'd like, you can find your blocks with your hands, reaching that pelvis forward, reaching your chest forward, maybe looking back, And breathing. I trust my heart. I lead with my heart. Now very slowly, let's drop our bottom down. Placing our blocks to the side. We're going to go into rabbit pose, which is a counter stretch. So our knees are together. We're going to grab our heels. So sitting up nice and straight, tucking our chin, and then slowly rounding forward, bringing our forehead towards our knees. And then gently raising your bottom up so there's no weight through your head. You're pulling on your heels, pulling your shoulders away from your ears so you feel this stretch in your lumbar spine. Breathing. And very slowly release back up. Let's take our time. We're going to come down on our backs, but we're going to go into another heart opening pose with our blocks. Now with this, you can have your blocks on the same level. You could have your head higher than your shoulder blades, or you could have your shoulder blades higher than your head. I'm going to keep mine on the same level. So we're going to slowly come back with our shoulder blades on one block. It's in between our shoulder blades. The back of our head on the other block. Now you can keep your knees bent with your feet flat. You can straighten your legs with your toes out. You could also go into reclined butterfly. Option for your arms to stay down. You can open them up. If your blocks are on a lower level, you could probably bring them overhead. It's a little too much for me with the higher level, so I'm going to keep mine at my side. Now let's soften down here. Feeling this nice expansion of our pec muscles, opening up our heart. To new beginnings, trusting uncertainty, choosing hope and love over fear, and trusting that whatever chaos we are all moving through in this collective, we will make it through, trusting that everything will work out in the favor of the collective. It's a very big rebirth period, and we are blessed to be incarnated during this period to see these positive changes that will be happening as we move through this chaos. Now let's take our time coming up slowly. We're going to remove the blocks and come all the way down. Let's bring our feet wide on the mat, letting our knees fall to the left, looking right. Inhale up. Knees to the right, looking left. Inhale up. Let's grab our knees in our hands and do some gentle circles. We are going to go into Shavasana next. And at the end of Shavasana, I'm going to read us a little bit more about this Neptune into Aries energy. Let's switch directions of our knees. We'll take our time straightening our legs, coming into our final Shavasana, palms facing up, softening down, relaxing our bodies, our minds. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, symbolizing the moment of birth and the emergence of a new and separate consciousness out of the collective womb, the collective ocean. The sign of the Ram is a yang sign whose energy is directed towards action, forward movement, self-discovery, and initiating new endeavors. Aries acts before thinking. It is instinctual and immediate, and lives in a continual present moment where what matters is me, here, and now. Every planet entering the sign of the Ram goes through a rebirth process and invites us to explore new ways of relating with its energy. Neptune's ingress into Aries ushers in a new collective dream. While Neptune in Pisces inspired us to long for fusion, transcendence, and dissolution of boundaries, Neptune in Aries shifts the focus towards initiation and grounding the dream into reality through conscious action. During Neptune's transit through Aries, our focus will no longer be on returning to the oceanic oneness we come from. We will be asked to act from the awareness that, on a higher level, we are not really separate, but also work to individuating and becoming who we truly are as individuals. Aries strongly resonates with the archetype of the warrior and with qualities such as courage, boldness, and directness. In its highest expression, this sign teaches us to be the leaders of our lives and to create our own path rather than following the one that someone else laid down for us. Instead of being excessively reactive and impulsive, the highest expression of Aries is conscientiously assertive, direct, and clear about its intentions and direction. Neptune in Aries will teach us that courage and strength are not about force or domination. They have more to do with acting in alignment with our soul, even when it's difficult, requires sacrifices, or leads us to a place of uncertainty. And that was written by Moon Omens. Now let's find a little movement in our fingers and our toes. And take our time making our way back to an easy seated pose. We're going to take a moment to pause here in a little bit of reflection. So bringing our thumb and index finger together in Chin Mudra with the back of our hands on our knees. This is connecting our individual and the universal consciousness. So take a moment here to notice how you feel. And meditate on the thought, who am I becoming? Now let's take a full deep breath in through our nose. Gentle sigh out. Bring our hands to heart center, bowing our heads, giving ourselves so much gratitude for showing up today to practice and come home to ourselves. The light in me honors the light in all of you, and together here now and always, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you all being here so much. It's very important to have these soft, safe spaces to be in this time of change. And I encourage you all to take care of yourselves so you can shine your light into the world, moving forward in this Neptune and Aries energy with leadership and courage and trusting your heart. Have a beautiful day.